Today we're going to make a tulip handprint spring decoration. You can put this in a plant. You can just put it on your table. If you had clay, you could make a clay base for it so it could stand up. You could put it in a vase with flowers. You could even write your name and the date on it so that it could be a keepsake. I have glue. You can just use a glue stick. I just have this bonding Elmer's glue. Scissors. I am using tape. You don't have to use tape. Tape makes it a little bit easier. You can use any kind of tape because it's not going to be seen. It doesn't have to be Scotch tape. A green marker. It could be a Sharpie. It could be a washable marker, Crayola, whatever brand. A green crayon, whatever color green you like. And then 3 colors for your flower. And a straw or a popsicle stick would work, or a wooden dowel would work as well. And then I have a stack of paper here, and I just have computer paper. So step 1, I'm tracing my hand. And you're going to need a couple sheets of paper for this. And then I'm going to use the 3 colors, and I'm going to start with the darkest. And I'm going to color the bottom going up and down like a tulip, darker to lighter up top, and then I'm going to top it with yellow like the edge has yellow. And I take my next color. And then to make this lighter, I'm just going to push lighter, not push as hard. It's going to make a light blue. And I'm going to use yellow for my tops of my flower. Then I'm going to cut it out. Now I have a back and a front on this so that it's double-sided. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it upside down, and I'm going to trace it. And being that it's computer paper, it is kind of tricky to trace, but if you have to, you can trim the edges off after you glue it together if there's some spots that you messed up. That your flower's fingers are a little larger on one side than the other side, you can trim them at the end. And then I'm going to flip this over so I remember the order that I did, because I'm going to make it the exact same way. And then I pushed lighter for my next layer of color. And last I added the yellow to the tops. And I have to cut this out again. And if you get off the lines, like I said, that's okay, because when you line them up on the straw or the popsicle stick or the wooden dowel or whatever you plan to use, you could even use a pencil if you don't have something like a stick of some sort. You could go outside and find a stick, that would work too. And if it doesn't line up, that's okay. You can trim it once it dries. I would not trim it until after it dries though. Now, this is where the tape is optional. I think the tape holds it in place better. It's not seamed, so if you don't have, if all you have is masking tape or duct tape or colored tape or painter's tape, whatever you have is fine. Now, as always, like I tell you every time we glue in art class, make a placemat. That way, if you don't stay on the fingers, it's fine. So I have this. This works just like a glue stick, except for it's liquid glue, and it will smear it just so. So I'm going to smear all over. I don't, if you have liquid glue at home that you're going to use, I suggest you either use a Q-tip to smear it, or a paintbrush, or if your fingers or whatever will work, just so you don't have big globs underneath, because it may not stick so well if you have big globs. And then the glue will come out and make a mess on your stuff. So I'm smoothing it. And even if you had a glue stick, you should still have a placemat underneath so that you can get those edges really good. And then I'm going to take this and lay it on top. And smooth it down. And you may have to go over it a couple times to make sure it's secure. And then I have my Handprint Tulip. The last step is the leaves. Now, as I tell you all the time when we make flowers, the leaves, you don't have to make them look like mine if you don't want to. If you like different kinds of leaves, you can make different kinds of leaves. So I'm going to draw in pencil first, and I'm going to draw the way that I want my leaves. And then I'm going to trace it with green. You don't have to trace yours, you could just color it if you prefer. Or you could trace it, you could use Sharpies, you could use washable markers, or you could use colored pencils to color yours. And then I picked one green color, and I'm just going to color it. And if I wanted to, I could get another green and do my other leaf a different color, but I'm going to stick with the one color green. And then I'm going to have to cut this out. And it's the same process that I did with the other hand. So I'm going to cut this out. Scraps. And I'm going to lay this face down and trace. And I'm going to design it the exact same way because it's front and back. I'm going to flip it over. So my line comes here. I have this, I have this. Trace with the green marker again. Color with my green crayon again. And I do like the color in the same direction. Hopefully you will as well. If you get out of the lines, the nice thing with this project is you're going to be cutting it out. So since you'll be cutting it out, if you get out of the lines a little bit, it's not a big deal because you're going to cut that part off anyway. Now I get a placemat. I get my I'm going to leave a little bit down here just so you could stick it in a plant. If you want yours all the way down here, that's fine. It just won't be able to stick in anything. Now I need my tape. Tape this in place. Then I get my glue. Make sure it's all spread out so I don't have any globs. And I go off the edge because I have a placemat, so I'm not getting it on my table. And I stick this down, and it should line up. Again, like I said, whatever does not line up, that's okay. I will trim it later after it dries. And then you have a tulip. And this one I already trimmed, so you can see how the white is not really showing as much as this one. But I'll trim that off once it dries. If I had to, I could go back in with my green marker and touch up the edges so that they line up. That's it. Thank you.